Hello friends, welcome to SahuStudies. In this video, we are going to see some more date function in Scala. So which kind of a date function we are going to see, discuss here? One is date diff. It is used to get difference between two dates. One is month between. It is used to get month difference between two dates. One is add months. It will going to add months to a date. Fourth one is date add. It is used to add days to a date. This year function will going to get the year from a date, and this month function will going to get the month from a date. So we will see how each function is going to work in Scala. So what I have done, I have created two variables, and this variable I am holding two dates in the form of list, and here in this variable I am just creating two columns, AP date 1 and AP date 2, and with the help of parallelize function, I am by passing this object I am creating a RDD, and once this RDD gets created, so what I am just doing, I am creating a data frame with the help of this RDD, and here again I am creating a data frame and putting all the required columns in the data frame. Once this data frame gets created, so what I am going to do, I am just creating this column with the help of a with column function, and I am using this date diff function. So what this date diff function will going to take, it will going to take this date and this date, and whatever the difference between the dates, it will going to show us. Here I am just creating this column. This column will, how the value is going to populate in this column, it will going to populate with the help of a month between. So how the month between will going to work, it will take one date and second date, and it will return the month between these two dates, and I will show you with the help of a show function. This is the add month function, and it will going to add certain kind of a month to a date. So suppose this is a date column, and if we are put 2 here, so what it will going to do, whatever the date which is present in this date, it will going to add 2 more month in that. Here again we are doing the date month, but instead of adding it, what I am going to do, I am just subtracting it. So whatever the month which is present in this date, 2 month, it will going to subtract it, and it will populate this newly created column. Again we are creating a column AP add date with, and we are going to populate this column with the help of a date add function. So what date add function will going to do, it will take the date and whatever the date we want to add in that particular date, we need to put here. So here is 2, so 2 days it will going to add in this date. Here we are doing the same thing, date add function, but instead of adding the date, what I am going to do here, I am just subtracting it. So 2 days will going to subtract from this date. With the help of a year function, what I am going to do, I am getting the year from this date, and with the help of a month function, I am going to get month from this date, and all this value I am populating in a column. So let's see how generally it works in Scala. So let's go to the Databricks. Let's create a notebook. Name it more date functions. Let's connect with our running cluster. Let me copy this code, which will going to import all the required libraries. Run it. Let's create two variables, a variable which will going to hold the data. How we are going to create the variable? We are going to create it with the help of a list class, and here we are putting two dates. One is 2023 0509. Second is 2023 0609. Let's run it. Create another variable which will going to hold the column name, and we are going to use sequence. First is AP date 1. Second is AP date 2. Let's run it. Let's create a RDD. How we are going to create the RDD? With the help of a spark context and then parallelize method, and we are passing the object which contains the data. This is the object which contains the data. Okay. But it is saying that current application default argument value, where AP is spark context. Let's run it again. Okay, now it has been, this RDD has been created successfully. Let's create a data frame. How we are going to create it? We are going to create it with the help of a spark dot create data frame, and we are passing this RDD object. Let's run it. Okay, this data frame do not have columns. We can see, let's add the column in it. How we are going to add it? We are going to take this column and we are going to call to df to df function, and in this 2df function what we are going to do, we are calling this 80 columns, and here we are just using all the fields which we have created here. So here we have just created two columns. One is AP first, AP date 1 and AP date 2. Now this data frame has been created. Let's display it. We can see it has two column, AP date 1 and AP date 2. Now let's see the different kind of a function which is available related to dates. So how we are going to do it? Let's first this one, and let's create a column name as AP difference. AP difference. So how this column is going to populate? This column is going to populate with the help of a date df function. Date df function. It will going to take two argument or two date. How we are going to give the date? Let give the date with the help of a data frame, and here we have to pass the column name. So this is the column name. Let's copy for the second column name. Let's and second column name is AP date 1. Let's show it with the help of a show function. Let's run it. So what I have done here, I'm create I have created this column with the help of a with column function, and how the value of this column is going to populate, it will populate with the help of a date function. So what this date function will going to do, it will going to take two dates, this one and this one, and whatever the difference between these two dates, it will going to populate as a value in AP differences. That's why we can see this AP difference, the number of days is 31. Okay, let's copy this code. Let's see the month between. So here this function may need to replace with months between, and let's rename this column. The column name is AP month difference. Let's run it. So what I am just doing, I have created one column with the help of a with column function, and this column value will going to populate with the help of a month between function. This month between function will going to take two dates, and whatever the difference of month in these two dates, it will going to populate as a value in this column. So same thing we are just saying, there's a 1 month difference between two dates. That's why it is showing here one month only. Let's copy this code, and we are going to add month into a date. Here just replace this function with add months, and here we have to give only one date function, because this will going to take only one date. Okay, this one. Let's run it. Okay, what is saying that add month. Okay, add month with alternative. So what the mistake I'm making here, this one. Okay, I want to add month, so here we have to put how many months we are adding. So what I have done here, I have created one column known as add month. This column will going to populate value with the help of a add month function. And how this add month function is going to work, it will going to take a date, and we have to put how many months we want to add here. So it will going to add 2 months, and we can see, and the value it is getting populated in the add month column. So we can see here this AP date is month is 02. We have added 2 months. Now what is the month? It is appearing here. It is appearing 7, because we have added 2 months in it. Let's see. Let's do another one. And instead of adding the month, let's subtract it with the help of a minus. Let's run it. We can see here the month is 05, and now the resultant column has the month 03, because we have used this add month function, and we are subtracting the month from this date. Now let's see how add date will going to work. Add date. Here instead of add month, we will use date add, and it will going to take this column as a date, and it will going to add 2 days in this date. So let's run it. So what I have done here, I have created this column with the help of a get column function, and how this column value will going to populate, it will going to populate with the help of a date add function. So what the date add function will going to do, it will take a column of a date type, and it will going to add 2 days into it. So we can see this is the column with date column which we have taken. The days is 09. After adding this 2 days it is become 11. It is become 11. Let's do one more time, but instead of adding, what we will going to do, we will going to subtract it. Let's run it. We can see here is the day is 909 and here the day is 07, because here we are subtracting 2 dates from this date with the help of a date add function. Instead of plus, we are just with the help of a minus, we are subtracting it. Let's get the year. Okay, so name is AP year, and instead of date add, just put year function, and here no need to give any kind of a value. Just run it. So what it is doing, with the help of a year function, it is getting the year from this date and populate those dates in this newly created column. So we have taken this date, the year is 2023, that's why this year function is getting year from this date as a 2023. Let's get the month of our date. Here AP year is there. Let's change the month called month, and here instead of year, let's put month. Let's run it. Okay, maybe this month is not month. We can see we have created one column, and how this column value is going to populate. It is going to populate with the help of a month function. What this month function is going to do, it will take a date and take out the month of that particular date and populate in this column. Hence this column, the month value is 5, because we have taken this date, the month value is 5 only. So in this video we have seen how we can use getDiff function, how can we use month between function, how can we use add month, subtract a month from a date, how can we add or subtract a date to a date, and how can we get the year and month from a particular date. So let's go to the PPT. Thank you. If you like content of my video, then please subscribe my channel, like it, comment on it, and press the bell icon to get notification whenever I add videos.